All right, guys. So, I promised you guys that I would show you my cup spinner, turner, tumbler, spinner. When I started out, now going on about 6 years ago, when I first started out with my Cricut maker, I didn't have a tumbler, a spinner. I don't think they were even. There were a lot being sold at the time because I think a lot of people were trying to, make them and start selling them on Etsy. And so I was like, well, I don't want to buy one because I don't use epoxy that much. I don't make that many tumblers. I only use it every blue moon. So I found this YouTube video back in the day. I don't even think it exists anymore because now people have gotten so sophisticated with their tumblers. But I found this lady and she was telling you how to make a manual spinner or cup turner. And so I'm going to show you, okay? And don't y'all laugh because I used it today to help me with this wine decanter set. I used it today, okay? And that's how come I'm finished with my wine decanter set as quick as I did. But you take a box. This is going to be hilarious, y'all. But some of y'all might have to use this one day. You just never know, okay? But you take a box and then you put a hole about the size of your little I don't know what you call this, the little one part that goes inside to hold the little Nerf football. You want to put a hole. So I think I drew a hole here, and you want to try to make sure that you get the holes even. So you're going to put a hole on one side going all the way through to the other side of your box. And you can see I even had it where I could do 2 cups at one time. So I had a hole here and a hole here. So I could do 1 cup here. And then I could put 1 cup here. Okay. And once you get the cup on there, you want to make sure it's nice and level. So I want to make sure you guys can see this. So let me come back a little bit. All right. So you can see I have it on there. Then I would take my tumbler. And then I would take my weight to hold it down because you don't want it to move once you put your tumbler on. So then I would take my tumbler and push it in just like that. And then I would just hand turn it just like that. Now, would I sit here and hand turn this for hours on hours? No. It takes your epoxy about a good maybe 45 minutes to an hour for it to stop really moving unless you've poured just a drastic amount of epoxy on there. Okay, so let me see if I can get this down a little bit so you guys can see it better. There we go. All right, so what I would do is I would pour the epoxy on and smooth, and I want you guys to be able to see my hand. So I would pour the epoxy on. And then I would take my hand with my glove on, and then you see my left hand here, I would be turning as I'm going. All right, which is the concept of a turner, right? It's just manual. And then what I would do, of course, I would have something on the bottom to catch any epoxy that drips off. It's always good to use a silicone mat if you have a silicone mat, because once the epoxy dries, you can just peel that epoxy off instead of having to use up stuff over and over again. But like I said, for the first 45 minutes to an hour, I would take and I would spin this every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, I would just spin it a little bit, and I've sat and watched TV and just sat and had this thing spinning. I want you guys to be able to see it. So I don't care if you can see my face. I just want you to be able to see my manual cup turner. So I have had this box for 6 years, guys. Yep. And so if I was just going to do 1 cup, I would go ahead and take this out and I would sit. And like I said, you're only spinning it just long enough to where it's not dripping any longer. And after that, you can just let it sit there and cure. Okay. Because you can't sit it on the bottom or anything like that. But this was my manual cup turner, guys. When I saw the lady's YouTube channel, she was like, create your own cup turner, you know, for, you know, less than $5. And I was like, what? And basically it's using a box that you have at home. I decided to get a weight. She said, get something that will hold the box down. I just grabbed one of my weights because you can see without the weight, it'll fall over. So I just placed the weight on top. But this allows me, guys, to be able to put one cup here, and I can put another cup in the bottom and this hole right here. So I could put one there, and I could be doing 2 cups at one time, sitting watching TV. And waiting for it to, you know, stop dripping, where I can just let it sit and finish curing. And trust me, this cup right here, this is what I used today. I used my manual. So I had my heads on my cup turner, my single cup turner, and then I had this one on here. And like I said, for the first 45 minutes to an hour, I would spin this every 5 minutes. I would spin it, you know, and then once it stopped, I don't put a lot. Like, I've learned about how much I need to use, so I don't put a whole bunch of epoxy, you know, and when you're using your finger, you can feel, you know, where the epoxy is. It's gonna feel really, really smooth. But yeah, this is my manual cup turner. Again, if you decide to use this until you can do better, because all of us aren't fortunate enough to be able to buy a cup spinner, even an individual one. You know, times are hard right now with COVID. But I did, about a year later, I did make my own cup turner. So I have a 6 cup, I think it's 6 or 8 cup turner that I made myself following this guy's YouTube video. And it actually spins using a rotisserie, the rotisserie turner. But I don't have enough space at my current place for it, so I'm not going to break it out. But once I do move and I set up a real craft room, then I'm going to break it out. That's why I won't invest in a cup turner that holds more cups. The individual one is perfect for me right now because I don't do a lot of cups and tumblers, just in case you guys haven't realized it. But I wanted to be able to do this set just to kind of keep my hands wet at the process. But this is my manual cup turner, guys. I still use it today if I'm just going to be doing 1 cup and I don't want to, you know, I didn't want to break out my big one. Then I would use this one, but now I have an individual cup turner, so I use that. And who knows, guys, I may give away a cup turner for the February contest winner. I haven't said what the prize is going to be. All I know is it's going to be fabulous. It will definitely be something that a crafter would want, okay? Also, stay tuned, because on my YouTube channel, when I hit 2,000 subscribers, and I think I'm about 20 subscribers from it, I'm going to be doing a giveaway on my YouTube channel as well. So that's another contest that I have going, not contest, but, you know, a giveaway that I have going on. So tell your friends about my YouTube channel, and also tell them about our Facebook group. But I wanted to come on and just share this with you guys. I thought my video had stopped. I was going to start crying. But I wanted to come on and show this to you guys, so you guys could see that, you know, if you're trying to pinch pennies and you don't have the money right now, this is how you can create, you know, a spinner yourself with just a box and a weight, your Nerf football, and you get PVC pipe. You can go into a hardware store and buy PVC pipe. This actually came with my cup turner, but you can get PVC pipe and you just stick it inside. You just stick the PVC pipe inside your cup turner. Now, the PVC pipe was great because I have the ones that have like a little handle on the end. So I had the little handle where I could just, you know, hit it like that and it would just spin it a couple of times. But yeah, just make sure you line up those holes evenly, so that, you know, it's not weebling and wobbling like that as you're turning it, you know, because you want it to be able to self-level. And you guys can see this is perfect. There is no bumps, there's no clumps or anything on this. And this is what I used today to do the hers, while the his was on my electric cup turner or cup spinner. I was doing this one with the manual because I was like, man, I gotta wait till that one finished before I could do the other one. And I just pulled my box out and, you know, put that Nerf football on there and just took my hand and I was watching TV and spinning. But like I said, once it's thickened where it's not turning anymore, and normally it's like 45 minutes to an hour, no more than that, guys. So I'm not sitting here like this for 45 minutes to an hour. No, I'll spin it a little bit, wait, and spin it a little bit, you know, just so you can make sure that it's going flat and it's not, you know, drying with lumps and bumps in it. But it works. This process works, guys. The first hour, it's manual. It's a manual process. But after that, you just leave it sitting here and it'll continue to cure on its own. And like I said, this box would allow me to be able to put, one here, and then I could also put one here on the bottom and do the same thing. So if I had my weight on there, just so you can see my other little hole down here. So same thing. I could have two going at one time, or be spinning two at one time using this box. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and get a box and start this process. I'm just saying that if you don't have a spinner right now, this is one cost-efficient way, if you're only making 1 or 2 tumblers, you know, to do something with that. This is a process that you can do until you can do better, like I did. I'm not ashamed. I'm definitely not ashamed, guys, because hey, it works. Pinching pennies. You know, if I was ashamed, then I would be ashamed to go to the dollar store and buy stuff and then sell it for $10. So I'm not ashamed, okay? And you shouldn't be either. But if you have any questions about it, guys, let me know. I just wanted to show you guys, because I did just tell someone in the group that you do have to have a cup turner to do the wine decanter set. There was a time when I would use this handheld one that I built myself, manual, and you can do it as well, you know, in the meantime and in between time. This worked out perfectly, and I just did this one this morning. So this allowed me to be able to do both glasses, the his and hers, at the same time without having to wait for the his to finish and then put the hers on. So yeah, perfectly fine. No issues. Okay. So, hey, I'm all about educating and helping people to be able to do what they can with what they have until they can do better. So don't ever be afraid to ask me a question about a process. I will give you my honest answer. If there's a workaround, I will tell you. If there's not, I will tell you that as well. But in this case, there is a workaround. It's just going to be like that, but it works. All right, get you a box, put your 2 holes in it. If you want to be able to do 2 cups at one time, then put one in the middle and one up the top. Get you PVC pipe, you know, long enough. I think this one is like 12 inches or longer, but you want to make sure it's long enough to fit through there. There we go. You want to make sure it's long enough to fit through there and then accommodate, you know, your tumbler or whatever you have. And then get you a Nerf football and you're good to go. That's it. All right. Have any questions, let me know, guys. Stranger things have happened, right? To those that are in my Facebook group, thank you guys so much for being members of my Facebook group, Ken Dorsey's Cricut and Creative Crafters. And if you're currently subscribed to my YouTube channel, then thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And you guys know my motto is each one reach one so that each one can teach one. And you guys have a blessed day. Bye.